Joseph the Argonaut, Joseph the Argonaut, he's my friend, he teaches civics. Joseph the Argonaut, Joseph the Argonaut, he's my friend, he teaches civics.
Suddenly, the air around him felt ice cold, and Tony could see his breath rise in a cold mist in front of him. Then he heard a popping noise, and the temperature in his room went back to normal. Standing on the foot of his bed, there was a small man about the size as Tony's hand. The little man wore a green suit with a gold necktie. His red hair curled around his ears, and he had a big, bushy beard. He spoke to Tony. "Well, are you ever going to get tired of getting into trouble?" "You can't be real," Tony responded. "I'm real, all right, and you've made a big mess of things. But I think you can fix this. You just have to admit that what you did was wrong, and then you can make a plan to make things right." "It wasn't wrong. Everything I did was fun." "Don't you understand how your actions affect others?" "I don't care about that." "I see. Well, I guess I'm going to have to show you." "How are you going to do that? You're just a tiny little man." "Have you not figured out what I am?" "No." "I am a leprechaun." "Why are you here?" "Leprechauns are drawn to people who are pure of heart. We try to help them." "Are you saying that I'm pure of heart?" "No. Joseph the Argonaut is. He's working hard to help kids learn about civics. When I can, I slide down the rainbow and help him." "There wasn't a rainbow." "I also control space and time. Was it cold when I appeared?" "Yes." "That's a side effect of time travel. I was visiting some velociraptor friends from the past. If I travel through space, it gets warm like a snuggly blanket." "You're a liar." "Oh, yeah?" The leprechaun, whose name was Leonard, by the way, snapped his fingers, and Tony felt like he was wrapped in a cozy blanket. Then he wasn't in his room anymore. He was on the back porch where his mom was on the phone. Tony shouted to his mom, "Mom, you're never going to believe it! I just teleported here with a leprechaun!" "She can't hear you," Leonard told him. "When you travel with me, no one can hear you if I don't want them to." "Can she see me?" "No." "Why?" "Because for once, you need to listen." His mom started to talk. "I don't know what to do with him, Tessa. He is out for 3 days this time. I think he must be acting out because I have to work so much. I can't help it. I have to pay the bills. No one else is going to. And what's worse, Clarence hinted that if I miss too many more days, I may have to look for another job. I wish you lived closer too." "I know you would have picked him up if you could have." "No, the last thing I'm going to do is tell him my problems. He's obviously stressed out and needs me to be with him. I just feel like I'm failing to hold things together. I don't know how to help him." "Pop!" Tony and Leonard were back in his room. "Why did you take me away?" Tony asked. "I thought we could talk about what you heard. Did you know your mother was in danger of losing her job?" "No, she never told me." "Why didn't she tell me that she was getting in trouble for picking me up at school?" "It sounded to me like she's more worried about your feelings than about how she's going to look to the people at her work. I'd say you have a mom who loves you a lot." Tony thought about it for a minute. Then he said, "You're right. She's a great mother. If the school wasn't so uptight all the time, we would be fine. But they keep sending me home and getting my mom into trouble." Leonard looked closely at Tony. "You're still not taking responsibility, huh?" I told you I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, let's go visit Joseph the Argonaut and see how your actions affected him. We're going to have to travel back in time a little, so it'll get cold. Then we'll travel in space, so it'll warm up right quick. Pop! Tony and Leonard found themselves sitting in Joseph the Argonaut's classroom. It was his planning period, and he was in the room with Mr. Stevens, Miss Mussington, and Miss Fredericks. Joseph the Argonaut spoke animatedly. I really like this kid, and I think I can reach him, but I'm not sure how. He regularly disrupts my class, and now other kids are starting to follow his example. I have kids in that room who are trying to learn, but they can't concentrate with all the distractions. I've written Tony up 3 times, and I know he's been in trouble with his other teachers too. I don't like writing him up, but I am at a loss as to how to help him. Miss Mussington was very thoughtful. You know, next Thursday we're doing that lesson about the Declaration of Independence. Why don't I bring my class into yours and we team up to see if we can tackle this problem together? I would love that. Miss Fredericks jumped in. I'll come help too. But it's your planning period. You probably have things you need to take care of. Yes, I do. I need to help a friend, and that's you. Thank you. Mr. Stevens smiled. I would join you, but I don't think 3 classrooms of kids could fit in this room. What I will do is tell you how I handled a similar situation a few years ago. The civics teachers continued their conversation, and Leonard and Tony popped back to Tony's bedroom in the proper time. Leonard said, So did you notice that the civics teachers weren't planning lessons or grading papers? What were they doing? They were talking about me. Do you still think Joseph the Argonaut hates you? No. Good. Then maybe we're getting somewhere.
Joseph the Argonaut. Joseph the Argonaut. He is my friend. He teaches civics.